Living next door to Alice. Alice, who the frank is Alice? Amigos alcohólico. Today I'm going to talk to you about a new invention of Heineken. It is called the Blade, and I know you already know it. I know you already love it, but still I want to deep dive into it because I know you're going to be an ambassador that is going to convince your neighbor to buy a blade as well. Because the more bladers we have, the better it will be for our drinking community. Because at the end of the day, that is what we want. We want to drink a beastly cold, well poured Heineken, Birra Moretti, or a Gösser, or you have a whole bunch of other brands as well. Okay, let's talk about Blade for a few minutes. Blade, the new draft experience. You know, Heineken brews a great beer, and if I talk about Heineken, I talk about all the 285 brands they have. So they check every drop of beer 285 times. They spend $2 billion on marketing, and the last few centimeters, we need to make sure that we treat the beer the best possible way so that we are able to enjoy the beer the way the brewer intended it to be. And I know him very well, Willem van Waasbergen, and he's quite picky, so that is why I feel an obligation to make sure that you guys pour the best beer in the world. And I've done a lot of tutorials, and there's a lot of feedback, a lot of positive things. Give it a try. I know it will make a difference. Now, why draft in your home bars? It will give it a great upgrade, right? And draft beer is perceived as the best taste because it is the freshest possible alternative than a lager tank. Okay, beer has a couple of enemies. It is time, it is light, and it is oxygen. There is no light interfering with the beer, with the keg. There is no oxygen involved, and it is filled at the brewery pretty quick and then shipped to your home so you can enjoy it in the Blade. Now, draft beer has craft written all over it because you need to have a certain skill to make sure that the beer will taste the way it's supposed to taste. So it is nothing but draft. I mean, I love draft, you can imagine. Some people don't like draft, and there is a good reason for it, especially in the on-premise, because if the turnover is not high enough, the beer will go down, the quality of the beer will go down pretty fast. You have to understand that a non-chill beer should be empty within 3 to 4 days. So a keg, if it's adjusted, it needs to be empty within 4 days, because you're going to put oxygen when you adjust the keg. That's microbiology. Beer is only natural ingredients, so after 3 to 4 days it starts to grow and the quality goes down. Now, in some places where they have like 30, 40 beers on draft, it is impossible to have those kegs empty within those 3 to 4 days. Now, if it's a beer is chilled, so if they put it in a cold room, then it can you can leave it there for like 7 to 8 days. But with the draft in general, it needs to be consumed basically as fast as possible. And I know you guys don't need any encouragement, but in some bars the beer is just not up to its standard. And the way you can determine if the beer is not good, you just smell it. If it smells funny, it's not good. Beer should not smell funny, it should smell fresh. And also you should have the in the aftertaste. So the quality is not good enough, and that is why we have the blade. Now you all know the blade. It's only like 30 square centimeter. It is a countertop, it is plug and play, and it serves beer at brewery quality at 2 degrees Celsius. So it is a heavy, right? It is quite heavy. And that's because there's a cooler, and that is almost like a professional cooler, because originally the blade was developed for business to business. So if you would have a smaller restaurant or like an extra patio as a bar where you don't have a full installation, then you could put in a blade. But nowadays, with this pandemic going on, a lot of people are buying a blade for their own home, and I am completely okay with that, because it brings the professional pour to your house. 2 degrees Celsius, and it doesn't take a lot of space. Alright, now you missed a couple of things. You missed the skimming, but that is what you all are doing now, so I really love it. What are the benefits of no CO2? It's all about equilibrium, you know. Beer is a natural product. It has CO2 in it, and if you want to push it out of a keg, you need to put pressure on it. Now in a normal bar, you would put CO2 pressure on it, but it needs to be equilibrium pressure. Otherwise, too much CO2 will creep into the beer, it will overcarbonate, hard to pour, hard to drink. With this keg here, you have an inner keg and an outer keg, and there is going to be air in the inside to squeeze the bag empty. And that is why you don't need CO2. It pushes the beer out and you will have no pressure problems, because there is no extra CO2 added to the beer. Now, the benefits of a small footprint, I mean, it fits anywhere, that's what she said, and it's easy to move. Now, if you want to move it, I like to move it, then don't unlock it, because then the air is going out and it is very hard to get it back to pressure. So if you want to move it, just take it out of the plug and move it and plug it in. That is how you can do it. Otherwise, empty the keg, move it, and then start all over again. Now, easy to install. Obviously, you all know that they are not heavy, only 8 kilograms. And by lack of going to the gym, you just pick up those 8 kilograms every once in a while and you say, hey baby, I'm going to upload you in my blade, and you're still doing some exercise with those kegs. No maintenance, but you need to clean it, okay? Clean it. This is important, huh, guys? Pre-cool the kegs for at least 24 hours and chill it. Chill it in a fridge for 24 hours. Treat it as a baby, like a nuclear bomb. Don't shake it. It's not a Polaroid picture, but cool it, let it rest, and adjust it normally. That's how it's done, okay? Now, install a blade. It is absolutely simple to do as long as you think normally. Don't twist it, don't break it, don't do stuff you wouldn't do to delicate material. But if there is a problem, it is all like electronics and LEDs and etc. etc. If there's a problem, just return them to where you bought it from, and Heineken will definitely make sure that you get a new one. As you can understand, there can be failure, but you know, make sure you return it and they will send you a new one, and yeah, perhaps they compensate you with an extra keg. I don't know, but that would make you from like a complainer to an ambassador, I guess. Now, what are the benefits of 2 degrees Celsius in the glass? That means that the CO2 sticks to the beer and only is going to be released during a zip, okay? So it's refreshingly beastly cold. It's brewery fresh, and it's a compact cooler. Now, I talked about that already. The benefits of 30 days freshness is that they are, how you say that? They don't expose, you know. I mean, who cannot drink 30 half pints in 30 days? You know, that's like one a day. You guys drink sometimes 2 or 3 pints a day. That would be like 6 to 8 half pints in Holland. So there should not be a problem in emptying a keg in 30 days. Now, what are the difference of the benefits of different beers? Very easy to change and multiple brands available. I see you guys ordering different brands, enjoying it, sharing the knowledge, and that is great. And the thing is always, with taste, it's like personal preference. Everyone has a personal preference. So I love Heineken because I'm more or less educated on the palate, on the taste, on the aftertaste especially. And I completely surprised with the Brand IPA on Blade. I love it. Also the Birra Moretti, I did not taste it before a couple of weeks ago. I really enjoy it. And you guys take your beer personal, and that is what I like about you. But try not to understand or try to understand that your opinion is not a fact. So share what you think, keep it decent, and we will have a big, big, big group. Now, let's pour a beer. So, I am going to pour a beastly cold Brand IPA there, because on that one there is 0.0 and it's a little high. And although it's still January, I did not do dry January. So I will pour myself a beastly cold Brand IPA, and I will enjoy it in front of the camera. Cooling, cleaning. Keep it upside down. 45 it. When it's overflowing, straighten it. When it's full, close it. And then skim with a wet skimmer under an angle of 45 degrees to seal in the flavor. Now, I am a sucker for old Heineken glasses. You all know that by now. And this is a bull or a tulip glass. And from a, let's see, where is it? Oh, I can't find it. Oh, here. From a collector, I got these. They could be 30 years old or so. Still in the pack. So enjoy. Share the knowledge. Tell other people to buy a blade, because it is a good piece of material. If there is a problem, I solve it. Send me a personal message, or make sure that Heineken knows what the problem is in a decent way, and they will make sure that they take care of it. The good thing of cold beer is that I always shut up when I take a sip, and especially the aftertaste is delicious. Living next door to Alice. Alice? Who the Frank is Alice?